You see, if two different kinds of cultures married, like I married a different culture, my wife was a Yekka and I was a Chassidish person, we could bring together the two different cultures, because the two different cultures did not object that there should be harmony into the house. There's no harmony in the house if you've got two different cultures. If he's a Chassidish and she's a Yekka, let's say she is a Ger Chassid, he is a Ger Chassid, and a Ger Chassid doesn't care what his wife does. That's why they have to make a Ger Chayde, because the Ger Chassid can let his wife go dressed how she wants. But other Chassidish people, no, my wife has to adhere to certain regulations. So they cannot marry. But if a Yekka and a Chassid or somebody else, the wife and the husband, even though they're different of Chassidus, all their aim is to get the harmony of the house, get the harmony of living together. That's the main aim. Then they can marry. It doesn't matter, because each one sees just to bring in harmony into the house. And that's why Taimen and Sfardim do not belong in an Ashkenazi society. If we would say, yes, Taimen and Ashkenazim to get together, because the main aim is to being Jewish. How we're being Jewish, what we can do, each one does is effort to be different, to be soft and to be idle and to behave in a proper manner. That's the main aim. Then you can get all kinds of people married together. Taimanis, Fardim, every kind of culture. It doesn't matter. But if they don't want to behave in the same culture manner, and then we don't try and teach them that that's the main aim of life, to becoming adaptable and helping each other connect, it's just each one wants his own satisfaction. Then the only way we can get harmony in the house is if they're from the same background and culture. Otherwise, they will have objections to what they do. This one will say, I want to do this, and that one will say, let's say Ger Chassid marries a girl from a Belzer home, and she'll go with a Tichel, and he says, I don't want you to go with a Tichel. He has a right to say, I don't want you to go with Tichel, but she'll say, my father goes like, my mother goes like that. I want to wear a white apron by the Hadlukas Haneres. It's very important. It doesn't matter. It's stupidity. In Yiddishkeit, it's not a point that matters. It's really stupid, but they make it a culture. As long as the two cultures are the same, there will be a little bit of harmony in the house, even though later on in life there might not be so much harmony, because they haven't worked to being a unit of one. They've just worked with rules and regulations that come out from a certain society they're in. But we hope for the best, and really our hoping for the best is getting turned down by the divorce rate in the Jewish and especially in the Orthodox community. Last week I was walking in the street in the high road, and there was a lady with a buggy, and she had a little baby, and he was walking. He wanted to walk, so she let him walk. Suddenly he runs into the road, and a car could have knocked him down easily, and she ran after him, pulled him back, and she put him again, she told him he mustn't go into the road, and he ran again to the road. I said, give him a patch. Don't look at what Goyim say. All these youngsters are not ready to look after children. We give them an achayis of children. We wouldn't let them adopt a child. And at 17, we marry them off. They're not ready physically to be married. They might be physically ready to be married, but mentally, they're not ready to take the strain of being a parent. Not the man, not the lady. Nicht der Bucher, nicht der junge Mann, nicht der Frau, nicht der Meidl. Keine, they're not ready to be parents. They're simply not ready. When I said to her, hit him, she looked at me as if I'm a machine. The government says you mustn't hit a child. That's not important. What the government says, the government's got full of drug addicts and a land to ruin the country, and they're going to tell me how to be mechanech. She doesn't look at the Torah anymore. She only looks at her friends. What is this idea with us? All right, you want to marry a child because physically they are capable of having their relationships with another partner, and if we don't control that and get them married, then they might go off somewhere else. But who says we've got to let them have children? Maybe we shouldn't allow them to have children till they're at a certain age. I was in Pinter's Koil, and there was a big discussion there. What was the discussion? There was Koiling a lot. Who this young man had gone to some Verteimen or ich weiß was, and they gave him Geld. So one of the Rosh Koil says to him, I don't want to mention names, he says, you send your child to a cheder, you get a reduction because you're a Koiling man, and here you go and give away money for Teimen. Wer sucht das Recht zu tun? Give money for your pay the full fees first for the school. Don't take the reduction. You haven't been given a reduction, you should give it away. I mean, the same way in Stukke. I have a duty to give Stukke and help my own child first. Then I can come along and help, be a shiny Eden, give other people. Helping the moisters or helping any Chassidus, this doesn't come first, comes second. First comes helping your own child. But that's something which is so not on. It's the same way as in education. As in, I don't think lots of these people who have children are ready to have children. You see them walking around at 20 years old with a child, some with 2 children, and some with 3 children, and they don't have any idea that they have to give their life away for this, to look after the child, to educate it, to clean it, to wash it, to make sure it doesn't run in the road. I watched the lady next door me, living next door me. The husband parks to hoots outside, and to pick up the children to take to school. He comes from davening, he hoots outside. She comes out with a little child, like the case in Rookwood Road. She comes out with a little child. I often wanted to say something to her, but it's a waste of time. If I say something to her, she'll just tell me, mind your own business, and she won't even answer me. Where is Steve? You're a Michigan, Gaby, look. But as long as I come along and tell them the truth, I'm a shigger. I told that person that the husband is living under strain. He's in hospital, he had to see Stokes. You're a shigger. Okay, so I'm a shigger, so I say it. And my wife says, why do you have to tell them everything? I said, my duty is to tell them. If they don't want to listen, don't listen. I see that this person can die. He can't take the strain of life. There's too much strain. He needs peace and quiet at home. He needs love and harmony. They don't get it. This is something so much I want to talk about, which I talk about often and try to explain. And we haven't got any organization who can take together all these points. We just keeping up with the Joneses. Chasna's got to be like the Joneses. Everything has got to be the same. The Gevir is not allowed to make a bigger chasna because he'll offend the Roman. Let the Gevir do what he likes. What do I care what they do in Golos Green? If they make chasna on a boat or not on a boat or some other mishigas, I don't care. I'm not impressed by it. What is marital life about? They marry on a boat and afterwards they get divorced in a court. Ich verstehe es am besten. Ich verstehe nicht die ganze Hulich. Somewhere along the line, the way I think about the world and the purpose of this world and what other people, these youngsters think about the world, have parted company and we live in a different world completely. I can only pass over this message to my children or make YouTube tubes about this and pass it over like that. Talking to people is a waste of time because they'll try and just derail you and degrade you and everything else. I don't get degraded. I don't care what they say. But why are we marrying children who are backwards and not ready to have a child and a shtib? Why are we marrying them? Maybe if we want to marry them, then we should talk to Aruv about not having children. I also wanted more children. I couldn't. My wife would have died. God forbid. She wouldn't have been able to take the strain. She had needed an operation. She was physically not well. What about mentally not well? What about mentally not well?